Alright, so we're going to take a look at double-clicking Unity here and bringing in our can, or making a game out of our pop can. So once you double-click that, it's going to prompt you to sign in. Go ahead and sign in and make a new account. And then after you do that, come back and click this new button. And we're going to give our game a project name. We're going to save it on the desktop. And I'm going to name it Exo's Adventure. And Exo is the name of my pop can. And I'm going to go ahead and hit Create Project. And as it's making, I'm going to pause the video and open Maya. All right, so if you remember before, we have our pop can here, right? And what we want to do is export our pop can so that it remains with all of the textures and that we can start scripting it in Unity. So go ahead and go up here to File, Export All, and then we are here in our popcan folder. I'm going to change it from OBJ Export to Fbx Export. Now let's say you don't see that. I'm going to go ahead and close this out. Go to Windows, Settings and Preferences, Plugin Manager, the last option here. And what I want you to do is look for Fbx Export. And usually it's going to be in its own kind of section like this. So here it is, I'm sorry, Fbx Maya. And make sure Loaded and Auto Loaded is checked on. So let's do that again. File, Export All. Go to Fbx here. And let's go ahead and drag this out because there's some changes we need to make off to the side here. So I'm going to make sure that I just name my can Exo. And I'm using the newest version of Maya. And so we have to be careful with this whenever you're doing that that the compatibility works. So we don't always know if 2018 is transferring over to the latest version of Unity. So we're going to do some changes. So under animation here, go ahead and turn on bake animation. And we want the entirety of our timeline. That means all the animations from 1 to 90. Then we want to scroll down even further. We want to go under embed media. We want to turn that on. And under advanced options, we're going to go down to FBX file format, and we do not want 2018. We're going to go with 2016, 2017 just to be safe. And we'll go ahead, it looks pretty good, and hit export all. Now with embed media on, what's nice about that is it'll actually embed our texture into the FBX file. So let's jump back into Unity. So here we are back in Unity, and I'll explain a little bit of the interface, and then we'll look at importing our popcan. So this top view here is our scene window. So if you don't see this, let's just go to Layout 2x3, so we're on the same page. Now our top view is our scene view. So this is sort of like our Maya perspective window. You can see we have a directional light, which gets highlighted in our hierarchy, which stores all of our stuff. We have a main camera, and that's what we're looking at here. And these windows are dockable. So for example, if we want to put our project window down here to free up some more space, we can do that. And notice off to the side here, there's an inspector window. And this explains, for example, with main camera, all of the attributes or ways we can change it, field of view, things like that. Now, another thing I want you to notice is that the controls are just like Maya. So if I hold Alt and left click here, I can rotate around. If I scroll my wheel in and out, I can zoom in and out. And then Alt and right button lets me incrementally zoom, just like Maya. All right. So let's go ahead and import in our can. So I'm going to right click here, and I'm going to go to Import New Asset. And then I'm going to go to Exo's popcan here. And I'm going to grab exo.fbx, and I'm going to hit Import. Here we go. Now, you'll see right off the bat when I click on this, if I scroll down the model view, we have all of these different options. What we want to do is, well, let's just look at how we can bring it into our scene. So I'm going to drag it into our hierarchy. And then just like Maya, because it's selected, if I hit F to focus, you'll see it appears here. See, there's our popcan. Now if I press play, you might be wondering, well, where did all those animations go? Well, if you go back and click on your popcan here, and you go over to rig, it's currently set to generic, and then we go to animations, and we drag this up. The way to test if your animations traveled with it is by pressing play here. And you can see, yep, my idle state worked, and so did my jump. So we actually need to set up an animation controller to get our can to animate. So we're going to do that in the next video.